Let's talk about Excel's new and improved XLookup function. You might know by now that XLookup is Excel's new superhero lookup function because it can replace new lookup, index match, and even more today. I'll take you through 5 examples that will help you take advantage of Excel. XLookup function. First example we're going to look at is how to handle items not found. So basically, handling errors in XLookup. Then we're going to take a look at using wildcards in the lookup, so looking for partial match instead of full match. We're then going to do a horizontal lookup. We'll use XLookup instead of each lookup. Then a two-way lookup, so look up on the rows and columns, and finally had to look for an approximate match with XLookup. Now let's get to our 5 examples. Here we have a list of employee names and their yearly salary. Now what I want to do is to calculate the maximum bonus each employee can have on a separate tab, underscore master. I have the information on employee ID, the bonus percentage, and the employee name. So in this case, I don't have any specific bonus scheme. Each employee can have their own specific bonus percent. What I want to do in the first step is to bring over that bonus percentage to this sheet. Now here I just happen to have the names, not the IDs, so I'll just do a lookup based on the names. I'm going to start off with XLookup. So the moment you start typing it in, you see it in the drop down. Click Tab to select it. The lookup value. What are we looking for the employee here? Next argument is the lookup array. Where can I find this name? Where is the complete list? It's in the B underscore master tab. It's right here. Control Shift down to select the whole list. Press F4 to fix it. Next argument is the return array. What do I want to get back? I want to get back the bonus percentages, so I'm going to select this, press F4, and we're pretty much done here. Notice that the other arguments here are optional. We don't need them right now. We're going to take a look at them in a second, but the default match mode for XLookup is to look for an exact map, so we don't need to specify anything else. Right now, we can just press enter and we're done. Since we've done the fix incorrectly here, let's just send this down. These are the percentages, but we're getting some hash and ace here. How do we handle this? The reason I get the errors here is because these names don't exist on the B master side. Now here's what I can do if I'm using XLookup. I can use the 4th argument. If not found argument, so what do I want to get back if my lookup value doesn't exist on my lookup range? In this specific case, I want to give them a 0% bonus. So I'll just type in 0, press enter, and send this down. Now I'm still not done with the formula. What I want to do is take this percentage and multiply it with the yearly salary and send this down too. Now, optimally, you'll be creating an Excel table out of this. So you just have to write your formula once and it's going to copy it down. Just to keep things simple and to make it easier to follow, I'm just using direct cell references. So this is going to be our maximum bonus. First task is done. Now, what do we do though? If the table that we received for the bonuses was arranged this way, so we had to do a horizontal lookup instead of a vertical lookup, it's no problem for XLookup. Let's just try it here. So we'll just have to do XLookup lookup value, same value. Where are we looking it up in B? Master, our employee names are right here. So Control Shift and to the right to select everything. Press F4 to fix it. Return array is this one. So Control Shift to the left and go 1 back. And let's fix these as well. So remember, default match is exact match. That's it. Press enter. And we have our values now. Just to make sure we have the same values, let's just complete the formula by multiplying this with this, and let's send this down. Everything is the same. How do we get rid of the hash and names just like we did before? Let's use the fourth argument of XLookup and put a 0 there, and we have the same numbers here and here. So that's how easy it is to do a horizontal look. And in both cases, our lookup range was after the range that we want to get back. And XLookup has no problem handling this. Now let's take a look at how we can use wildcards for our lookup value. So let's say we just remembered the last name of our employee called Villard, and we want to find out what his first name is. Let's use XLookup. The lookup value is Villard, but because we're going to use wildcards, we need to put the wildcard as a part of our lookup value. So if we don't have it in a cell, and in this case I don't have it in a cell, I have to type it in the formula. But because the wildcard character is considered text, you have to put it in quotation mark, and then you just have to type in the asterisk sign, which is a placeholder for text of variable length. Add the quotation marks again, and then connect this with an AND to the cell reference. Now if you want to add a second wildcard, because this word could be in the middle of the name, you can follow this with this as well. But in this case, it's the last name. Nothing is going to come after this. So we're good if we leave it in this way. Lookup array is right here. I'm not going to fix it because I'm not planning to pull this down. The return array, or in this case, is also here because I want to find the full name. So I'm just going to close bracket, press enter, and it's not going to work because I need to use one of these optional arguments. This is not the one I'm looking for. If not found, the singular cap match mode, that's the one I need. I'm not looking for an exact match, so even if you use the wildcard character in here, you still need to go in and adjust the match mode to accept wildcard character, so don't forget this part. Press enter, and then we get the full name back. So if I change this to Cooper, for example, I get Andrew Cooper back. Now let's take a look at how we can do a two-way lookup. So I've just added maximum payment to our list here by adding the yearly salary and the maximum bonus each employee could get. To make it simpler to select, let's just quickly add a data validation list. So go to data validation, list, and for source. Let's just add the employees here and click on. Okay, so here I can select an employee right here. Let's add a second data validation where we can select one of these fields here and go with, okay, now right here, I want to see the number that's associated with James Willard. Maximum bonus. I need to do a two-way lookup, no problem. Let's use XLookup to do this. First off, what's my lookup value? I'm looking for James. Next argument, what's the range? We're looking this up right here, return array. Well, now our return array could be any of these, right? Because it really depends on what we've selected here. We need to bring this one in. I need to do a second XLookup here because I need to figure out which of these arrays, which of these ranges I need to take for my lookup. So here I'm going to do another XLookup. This time my lookup value is the maximum bonus. Where am I looking this up in here? What's the array I want back this array in all these cases? We're looking for an exact match, so we don't have to worry about the other arguments, and that's it. Gets the maximum bonus of 0. That looks good. Let's change this to yearly salary, 39,607. Let's just copy the formatting here. Now let's change to Paul Garza, yearly salary 34,000, and maximum payment that we have to pay him is 38,289. Now here's the thing. If you highlight this, when I press F9, notice that we get an array back. So our second lookup here is returning the entire list to our original lookup formula. And that's another thing with XLookup, is that you can do two-way lookups. Now let's assume the company just received a new bonus scheme. The new bonus scheme is right here, and it's based on salary, so anyone who earns up to 30,000, they get a 0% bonus between 30 to 50,000. They get 5% above 100,000. They get 15. That's a new scheme that we want to apply to here. So let's calculate the new maximum bonus each employee can have. So we're going to start off with XLookup. This time, our lookup value is not the employee name because we're looking at the numbers. So we need the salary amount. The lookup array is where we have our list of numbers, which is right here. I'm going to fix it because I'm planning to copy the formula. On the return array, what do I want to get back? I want to get back these. I'm going to fix it as, well, now I'm not done with the formula because this is going to default to an exact match. I want to have an approximate match instead. I don't want to put anything specific for this argument, so I'm just going to skip it for much mood. Now I'm going to go with 1, exact match, or next smaller item, close bracket, press enter, and that's 10% for Gary Miller. So let's just take a look. Gary Miller earns a little bit over 60,000, and 60,000 is right here. So he earns 10% because he falls between these two values and is taking the next smallest item, which is 10%, and anyone earning a salary over 100,000 should have a 15% bonus. So let's just send this down, see who's getting 15%, and over 100, 100, and also over 100,000. Now based on this, we have our percentages. Let's just calculate the maximum new bonus each employee can have. We're going to take this and multiply it with the salary and make sure we change it to a number. So let's just copy the formatting to this one and send. I guess this is how you can do an approximate match using XLookup. You have the ability in match mode to search for the exact match or the next smaller item, or exact match or the next larger item. I hope you enjoyed these 5 different scenarios of using Excel XLookup. If you like the XLookup function, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know below if you think you'll be using XLookup for your feature files. That's it for today. If you're new to this channel and you'd like to improve your skills, consider subscribing.